Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It is my pleasure today to be with you in this short presentation on empowering minds, how generative AI ChatGPT elevates clinical research endeavors. First of all, I'd like to thank Saudi Critical Care Pharmacy Research Board for giving me this opportunity to be with you today in this presentation. The topics which will be covered today, inshallah, the era of AI ChatGPT, how research could benefit from artificial intelligence ChatGPT, artificial intelligence application used in research. I think all of us agree that we are in the era of artificial intelligence. And alhamdulillah, we are here in Saudi Arabia and other Arab countries, not far from this era. The last few months witnessed a lot of activities on artificial intelligence on education, like Anoxera summits in June. Sadaya conducted more than one workshop webinar on artificial intelligence, education, healthcare, and research. In King Abdulaziz University, the course is a mandatory course for all undergraduate program on as an introduction to artificial intelligence. Also, in King Abdulaziz University, there were many activities on artificial intelligence and research, teaching, learning, assessment, leadership, and more and more. United Arab Emirates developed this nice guide on 100 practical applications and use cases of generative AI. More than 70 of them is ready-made prompts on ChatGPT in different life fields. And this barcode, you could scan it to get the full text of this guideline. In Egypt, there are more than one conference and webinar on artificial intelligence. Some of them had the title of artificial intelligence, and the others include one or more sessions on artificial intelligence. On personal level, in April, I finished, alhamdulillah, a nice program on data science and machine learning, making data-driven decisions from MIT in United States. Also, if we just Googleize artificial intelligence and education in media and newspaper, many authors and writers wrote articles on artificial intelligence and education and other fields. So, what is AI? What is artificial intelligence? Actually, there is no single or fixed definition for AI, but there is a common agreement that machines based on AI are potentially capable of imitating or even exceeding human cognitive capacities, including sensing, language, interaction, reasoning, analyzing, problem solving, and even creativity. So, as a cognitive level, it covers all problems, taxonomy from recall till creation and evaluation. Okay. It is not only related to cognitive, but also to the spatial sense, hearing, seeing, speaking, also the motor activity. And the best example for this is the robots, which some of them are used in surgery, some of them are used in automated cars, monorail. So artificial intelligence is around us in every thing in our life. Okay. We usually hear that the abbreviation GPTs, like ChatGPTs. So what is GPTs? GPTs refer to generative pre-training transformer. Generative because this app or application, which many of them are called chatbots, have the ability to generate text, generate image, whatever its type. Pre-training because all of them was trained on big amount of data to generate text. Transformer because they use a transformer architecture, which is a type of model design that use self-attention mechanism. So GPTs is generative pre-training transformer. There are different models of GPTs starting in 2018 by GPT-1 till now GPT-4, but GPT-5 is in the way. Maybe a few months, maybe in December will be launched from OpenAI. By the way, OpenAI is the company which developed ChatGPT. The difference between different models is related to the parameters. Starting in GPT-1, small amount of data, till GPT-4, which have more than 200 billion parameters, and I'm not sure about GPT-5 how big it will be. Okay. In summary, in this maybe 4 or 5 slides, we go through ChatGPT mastery sheet beginner to pro. We have key terms, prompts. The prompts is the most important tools or the most important key for our key term in our work with ChatGPT. It's like the keyword in Google, which is the written instruction given to ChatGPT. GPT-4, as we mentioned, it is the latest model of GPT used in ChatGPT now. OpenAI is a company which built ChatGPT and GPT-4. Prompt engineering is the mechanism or technique to create or craft correct prompts to get your desired output. Key features, we have prompting, as we mentioned, it's an instruct or the command which is given to the ChatGPT or other chatbot to give the desired output. Web browsing, as you know, we need to enable chat bots to browse the internet to get the information. Plug-in, it is similar to the Chrome extension or Chrome plugins, which give more capabilities to the ChatGPT to do more tasks. I like the process of ready-made prompts. So by the end of this lecture or other training, you must have your own prompts to be used in ChatGPT. You have some prompts to improve your writing, delegate your research, learn new skills, use, for example, 80-20 to learn faster, etc. So there are different prompts to be used with ChatGPT. Even in ChatGPT, there is different tones. The tones may be persuasive, professional, firm, formal, descriptive, confident, informal, humorous, whatever. The format also, what is the format of the output you need? In the form of table, essay, code, blog, report, Twitter, email, presentation. Also, you can through ChatGPT, ask it to give you different format you need. Also, the mode and roles of ChatGPT could be in the form of intern, find research, for example, as in our session today, idea generator, also today, editor, it can edit some text after writing the research, can teach you certain skills or certain topic, critique my argument as an example. The best 10 plug-in nowadays is related to video insight, Wallform, Scholar AI, WebPoint. I like Ask Your PDF, which is important to that make ChatGPT makes a dialogue with PDF file. There are other chatbots like ChatGPT, like Bard from Google, Bing from Microsoft. Everyone has advantages and certain limitations, and even ChatGPT by the way. So this is some example of plug-in, which we know that it is the extension which is used with ChatGPT to increase its capabilities to do more tasks. We have plug-in for education, marketing, writing, image coding, and Sure for research. This is, I think, ChatGPT now has more than maybe 100 plug-in, and it increased day by day. This is a ChatGPT master cheat sheet which we just explained a few minutes ago, and this barcode also you can scan it to get this one-page mastery cheat sheet for ChatGPT. Before starting using ChatGPT, you need to ask ourselves, is it safe to use ChatGPT? This depends on, does it matter if the output is true? If it is no, so it is safe to use ChatGPT. But if it matters if the output is true, if yes, but do you have expertise to verify that the output is accurate? If yes, okay, but are you able to take full responsibility about this information? the responsibility legal, moral, scientific, etc. So if it is yes, so it is safe to go to and use ChatGPT. If you don't have the expertise to verify that the output, or you don't have the willing to take the full responsibility about the information, so it is unsafe to use ChatGPT. So please remember this quick start guide, which was published by UNESCO in April 2023. So let us agree on this quote. Is it a mistake to be relying on ChatGPT for anything important right now? Especially for research and healthcare. And this is the guide which is published by UNESCO in April, and this is also its barcode. You can scan it to get the full text of this guide, and this is an interesting and nice guide, and I ask all of you to go through it, and inshallah you will benefit from the information in it. So, as a researcher, how could you benefit from generative AI, especially ChatGPT? Let us wait for 30 minutes and ask yourself, what do you need from ChatGPT as a researcher? How it could help me or benefit me? Okay, you can close your eyes and think about what do you need from it. Okay, there is certain area of research could benefit and covered by AI, including research design, data collection, data analysis, writing up, and more and more and more. Just dream, and the ChatGPT will inshallah achieve or help you to achieve your dream. So let us explain some of this area. Writing up, ChatGPT could improve writing quality, reformat citation and references, translate writing. But keep in mind that ChatGPT in citation and the reference is not the ideal application to depend on, because sometimes it gives you some fake references. So you need to double check for every reference come from ChatGPT. In research design, ChatGPT could help you to generate ideas for research questions or project, to suggest data source. For data collection, it can search archives and database, translate sources into other language. And for searching database, some of the plugin will help you in this. Data analysis for code data, suggest themes for topic for analysis. And we have one sheet about the data analysis using ChatGPT. So what artificial intelligence applications used for research activity? Till this moment, we have ChatGPT and other programs, but I am not sure in the next week or a few weeks later what will happen in artificial intelligence, because mashallah, advancement is not, I think it is per hour, not per day. Again, this is 100 practical application for use of case of generative AI. Remember it, and you can also scan it another time. There are top 10 research and productivity tools in 2023. Some of these are related to literature search, writing assistant, grammar paraphrasing like Qualybot or Grammarly, citation, the electronic reference management software, for illustration, for data quantitative, and for data qualitative, for presentation, Excel productivity. And you can take a screenshot of this slide, and you need to make some trial in them, and consult and discuss with your colleague till you be familiar of some of them and find this is the most productive application in your research. Okay. Another important area for using ChatGPT is for data analysis. And to be honest, this is the most recent cheat I find just yesterday. So I am in the process to study it, to how to access the data analysis plugin through Code Interpreter. Using ChatGPT for basic analysis, you can generate data manipulation, data cleaning, generate insight, apply formula, automate and describing, manipulate styles and formatting. And there are some advanced analysis, machine learning, integrate with database, location analysis, time series analysis, and more and more. And on the right side of this sheet is the visualization you can generate. Here it gives you the prompts to develop all these different image. So to be honest, I'll start to study it, and maybe only this sheet need one workshop or another lecture. And again, this is the barcode for this sheet. You can benefit from it. Before starting the hands-on training today, inshallah, we need to know that the good prompt is the key for successful using of ChatGPT in research. And the good prompts need to be clear as and concise as possible. The clearer your instruction, the better the output you will get from ChatGPT. Specificity. The more specific your prompt, the better. Also, if your prompt is vague or ambiguous, the model might not provide the answer you are looking for. One of the important point in prompt is the contextualization of the prompt. You need to give it the necessary context. For example, and we will show this in details, as when I start to write a prompt, as a professor in a clinical biochemistry, I wanted to conduct a research which cover the recent trend in clinical biochemistry field. And I could also specify in Saudi Arabia, for example. So whatever you put the prompt clear, specific, and in the context, you will take or get specific data. Also, the command or prompt structure. You need write it by the way, like please write an essay about. Translate the following. You see here you have like the smart action verb, like in writing learning outcomes and learning object. Even the tone. What is the tone you need? As we mentioned before, you need it academic, scientific, humorous, whatever. The length. Do you need the outputs? How many words? One paragraph, two paragraph, whatever. You need also to ask it to give you the exact length you need. So by this, it will give you the output you need. I like also the word iterative refinement. It is the search or the command for prompt is not only one way, and it is not only one prompt. You need to ask them first, and then re-ask, and then re-ask to refine the prompt based on the response you are getting. So you need to not to get to be satisfied by the only one. No, repeat it till you find what you need. Avoiding bias. Try to frame prompts in a way that doesn't implicitly contain or encourage bias. Like if you ask it to that this is a positive or negative, or give me a constructive feedback, it will go with you. So be neutral to get the most valid data you need. Okay, we have also a ChatGPT prompting sheet. You can scan it and to review the process of prompting. And we now have like art of prompt engineering, how to engineer the prompt to get the best output you need. Okay, let us go to the hands-on, and as is the screen of a ChatGPT. The left side is like the control panel, which save all the data or the search you previously do in ChatGPT and your account. And here some of the capabilities and the limitation examples of prompts. And this is the most important, which is the box for the search box. So Bismillah, let us go and see what we can find in ChatGPT. I just give you one or two example about using ChatGPT, and I hope that everyone will have his ready-made ChatGPT prompts and use it in search. So let us start. As we agree that we need to have the prompt which is specific and in context. So I'll type as a professor, and I'll use one of the general prompts. So of in general field, medical education, a professor of medical education. I want to conduct a research on the recent trends on the field. So please suggest 10 topics, 10 recent topics to select among them. Then go. Bismillah. By the way, if there is any error in the spelling, it will deal with it. Telemedicine, for example, telemedicine training, virtual reality, augmented reality in medical training, competency-based medical education, well-being and burnout, diversity, equity, and inclusion in medical education, artificial intelligence and in medical education, interprofessional education, longitudinal integrated clerkship, social determinant in health in curriculum, adaptation and innovation. Okay, let us take one of them, artificial intelligence in medical education. Control C. Okay, code. I like this topic. Okay, could you give me some research questions for it? Okay. So it gives me some research questions. One relates to curricular integration, efficacy, skills, ethics, simulating training, feedback, assessment. So if I select curricular integration, how is I currently integrate into medical curricula globally? What are the common themes of or areas of focus? What are the challenges? If I select this, I can ask it to give me, could you give me the hypothesis? Could you give me some hypothesis? Okay, let us correct it. Okay, for